12 Sports Team presents your Southern Tier Kickoff.
All right, we're going to keep this party going Saturday morning, but on Thursday night, it was a pick six party for Kyle McCord and the Syracuse Orange. We're going to head on over to the sports desk now, and Michael Villegas is going to break down Thursday's matchup with Syracuse and Pitt.
Yeah, that's right, Zach. On Thursday, a rivalry matchup went down between Syracuse Orange and the Pitt Panthers. Both teams impressing so far, with the Orange coming into this one 5-1, while Pitt on a hot 6-0 start. So let's get right to it. Entering this one, Kyle McCord had 19 passing touchdowns and only 6 interceptions, but Pitt had his number from the jump after a near pick. Rasheed Biles jumps the route and takes this one to the house. Following a Pitt field goal, 3rd and 12, McCord trying to get things going, and yeah, it's going all right. It's going the other way. Kyle Lewis takes it back 35 yards. The Pitt defense putting up both of their touchdowns to go up 17-0. Pitt's offense trying not to be outdone by their defense. Eli Holstein rifles it to Caesar Lee on 3rd and 5, and it's 24-0 early in this one. It goes from bad to worse for the Orange. 1st and 10, going for a screen, tip drill. Braylon Lovelace takes it 33 yards for McCord's 3rd pick 6 in the first half. McCord almost doubles his interception total in one game with 5 interceptions. Pitt runs away with it 41-13.
Michael, what went wrong?
I mean, it was just Pitt defense had their number. Kyle McCord, I think, came into this one pretty confident, right? We're having Heisman conversations, but he was looking down his receivers all the way, jumping routes, as you can see. But 3 interceptions, 5 interceptions total, 3 pick sixes in the first half. It has to be miscommunication or just didn't prepare well.
How does he fix it?
Really, I mean, you just got to try to forget about this game and get back into the groove of things. There's really, I mean, it's hard to fix a game that you played that poorly, which, I mean, he has been having such a great year. The thing I want to know, he still put up 320 yards in a 5-pick game. I don't really know how that's possible, but it's just, this is the tale of Syracuse. This is really the tale of Syracuse. It happens every year. They have a great first half of the season, hit the midway point, they fall apart. Whether it's Garrett Schrader, Kyle McCord, it happens year in, year out. They're just not a team that's built to go the full distance, I don't think. Fran Brown, you got to give him more time to get him to that point.
Well, you had mentioned, I mean, 320 yards when you're down 24-0 at half, you're basically just throwing, so I'm sure there was a lot of garbage in there. But, yeah, I mean, listen, Fran Brown's got to turn it around. I mean, there's twice this season that they've had an opportunity, or that they've received honorable mention and been an opportunity to get into that top 25. Loss at Stanford, now a blowout loss at Pitt. So just not quite there yet, but not the only team here in the Southern Tier that is competing. We got a Ivy League matchup, and why don't you tell us a little bit about that, Kevin?
Yeah, the Cornell Big Red are hitting the road for the first time in conference play this season, so they'll head east to face the Brown Bears. Both teams coming into this one fairly evenly matched, sharing 1-1 conference records and 2-3 records overall. Cornell comes into this one riding high after a win over Bucknell, where the offense put up 34 points and looked great. Brown, on the other hand, is riding a 3-game losing streak after starting the season 2-0. The Cornell defense had a great first half last week, holding Bucknell scoreless through 22 minutes of play. The Big Red will hope the offense and defense can get rolling at the same time. This one kicks off at noon.
And the Colgate Raiders earned their first Patriot League win of the season last week. But this week, it's back to non-conference play as they hit the road as they face Merrimack. Merrimack College is sitting at 2-5 on the season after Colgate sitting 2-5 after last week's win over Georgetown, and a win today would move them closer to 500 as November is right around the corner. An interesting thing to watch today, these two teams have never matched up before. Both teams love to run the ball, so look for a lot of action on the ground in this one. This one also kicking off at noon.
All right, those are all the D1 games, but we got another game kicking off at noon. D3 and the number 2 team in the entire country, Cortland, back at home and at Grady Field. And 12 Sports' Keith Savage is going to join us live right now from Andy Kerr Stadium. Keith, we're going to get started in just a little bit. What's going on up there?
Thanks, Zach. Yeah, I'm here at Grady Field at Trinity Cortland. It's getting ready to take on St. John Fisher in this Empire 8 matchup. And the Red Dragons, they've been nearly unstoppable. 18 straight games on which they won. That's the most in all of college football. Last time they lost a conference game was in November of 2019. I was just a senior in high school when that happened. It's just the 5 points a game in 2024. Big reason why. It's just the quarterback, Zach Boyce, 197 passing rating to go along with over 10 yards in each completion. Just absurd stats. Number 1 in all of Division III rushing touchdowns is Ethan Gallo with 15 in just 6 games. That's also just crazy numbers. Jaden Martinez on the defensive side, he has almost a forced fumble in each game. They just had full control in history. 5 straight times they have come into this game, and SUNY Cortland has won. Kirk Fitzpatrick, 40-4. His defense has been on fire. His offense has been on fire. It's just truly been phenomenal to watch.
You had mentioned Zach Boyce just having a terrific senior year here. One of those things has been the completions, just been incredibly accurate. How has he found that chemistry, that dynamic with his receivers?
You know, he's just found a way. He's had 2 guys leave to go to the NFL, and he's just some young guys and some older guys just finding a connection. But they get close to the goal line, they're going to hand it off to Gallo, and it's just unstoppable performance. We're going to see later today. They kick off at 1 p.m. as he looks to make his team win 19 in a row.
All right, Keith, we look forward to that, and we look forward to the highlights as well, as Michael Villegas is going to have those at 10 and 11 tonight on WBNG. So thank you once again, Keith, and enjoy your time up at Grady Field.
And now over to the Ithaca Bombers. Will be looking to extend their winning streak to 3 games this afternoon and push their record over 500 as they face off with Buffalo State on the road. Over Ithaca's last 4 meetings with Buffalo State, they've scored at least 48 points in each game. That includes the last year's win where the Bombers produced a school record 686 yards on offense. This one could be coming at right time for the Bombers as they look to ride the hot streak and stay in contention in the Liberty League. This one is also a noon kickoff.
And it's been rough sailing for the Hartwick Hawks, who sit at 1-5 in the season and have been outscored 109-0 in their last 2 games. The good news for the Hawks, though, they'll be playing host to Hilbert College, who sits at 0-7 on the season. How will these 2 teams play each other? Well, that's a good question, as both offenses have struggled to score and both defenses have been prone to giving up big plays. Hartwick will hope to earn that 2nd win of the season at noon today at Wright Stadium.
All right, we will be back in just a moment with everything that you've been waiting for. That's right, our picks coming up after the break.